English for English. Quitting social media. Introduction. Do you grab your phone without even thinking? Do you scroll on social media a lot and it feels like a habit you can't stop? In today's world, it feels like our phones are always with us. Sometimes, being always online feels more like being stuck than feeling good. Many people feel this way. It's not because you are weak. It's just how these apps are made. But when you spend hours scrolling, it takes away your important time. Time you could use for hobbies, for people you love, or just for quiet time alone. You might feel a little more worried, comparing yourself to others. Or maybe it's hard to focus on things because your mind is always full of alerts. This constant pull can make you feel tired and like you're not getting anything done. You might wish you could get away from all the digital noise. What if there was a way to make this problem a great chance? What if you could stop the endless scrolling and learn a useful new skill at the same time? This book is about one simple, strong idea: stopping social media use and learning English. It's not just about stopping social media. It's about choosing to use your free time and energy to learn and get better. We think the time and thinking space you get back from social media can help you learn English. Imagine feeling happy when you look back and see how much you learned. Imagine feeling more sure of yourself when you speak and understand English, all because you decided to change how you use your phone. By reading this book, you will find easy steps to use less social media. You will learn how to stop the urge to scroll and find better ways to spend your free time. But this is not just about using less. It's about moving forward. We will help you use that new time to learn English. You will learn more words, understand grammar better, and feel more comfortable reading and speaking. Think of it as winning two ways. You control your time and your phone, and you reach a big personal goal: becoming good at English. In this book, you will find a helpful guide for every step. We will look at simple ways to do things that fit your life. This will make stopping social media and learning English feel possible and even fun. You will get more than just language skills. You will get better focus, more time for yourself, and the good feeling of learning something new. Are you ready to swap endless scrolling for interesting talks and new chances? It's time to get your attention back, fill your mind, and start speaking English with confidence. Let's start this good journey together. 1. The harmful side of social media. It is strange, right? We pick up our phones, maybe just to see the time, and then 1 hour's gone. Or maybe 2. Sometimes a whole night. We have been scrolling, tapping, liking, and watching. But when we finally look up, we feel empty. We might even feel a little bit bad. This feeling, this sense of time disappearing into nothing, happens to many of us. It is like a soft pull taking us away from what we really want to do, or what we know we should be doing. Think about it. You might have had a plan for the night. Maybe you wanted to read a book, try a new recipe, or just sit and think. But then, the bright screen called to you. A message popped up, a friend shared something interesting, or maybe you just felt that usual need to see what is new. Before you knew it, you were lost in a world of endless updates, nice pictures, and short videos. The minutes turned into hours, and the plan you had for yourself went away. This does not mean you are bad or lazy. It means social media is very, very good at getting and keeping our attention. These apps are made to keep us looking, to keep us busy, and sometimes they work too well. This is not just about losing a few hours here and there. When we think back, we might see that this time could have been used for something that truly makes us feel good, something that helps us grow. Imagine all those hours spent scrolling could have been spent learning new words, practicing speaking English, or understanding a new grammar rule. This is the main idea of our journey together: social media disengagement and English learning. It is about taking the time and thinking power that social media often takes from us and using it for something that makes our lives better, like learning English. But social media affects us in more ways than just taking our time. It can also change how we feel about ourselves and the world. We see pictures of people's lives that are made to look perfect. Their great holidays, their happy families, their good jobs. It is like watching a movie of only the best parts. And when we compare our normal lives to these perfect pictures, it is easy to feel like we are not good enough. We might start to feel worried, afraid that we are missing out on something important. We call this FOMO, or the fear of missing out. This always comparing can make us feel less sure of ourselves and make us feel alone, even when we have many friends online. These apps are made to be interesting, and this interest often costs us our peace. Think about the constant messages, small sounds and vibrations that ask for our attention. Every like, every comment, every new follower gives us a small bit of happiness, a little rush of a chemical called dopamine. Our brains start to want these quick rewards. This makes it harder and harder to focus on things that need more patience and thought, like reading a book for a long time or trying to understand a difficult English sentence. Our ability to focus can become shorter, making deep learning feel hard. We get used to quick pieces of information, not the steady effort that real learning needs. And what about our real friendships? Social media can make it seem like we are more connected than ever. We might have hundreds or even thousands of friends or followers. But how many of these connections are truly deep? A quick like on a photo is not the same as a long talk with a friend, sharing laughs and understanding. Sometimes, it is easier to connect online, and this can make us forget the real, face-to-face relationships that truly help us. We might find ourselves with many online connections, but still feeling alone, a quiet sadness that the online world cannot quite fix. So, why do these apps have such a strong hold on us? It is not completely our fault. Social media companies spend a lot of money and time finding out how to keep us using their apps. They use smart designs and computer rules, which are like step-by-step guides for computers, to make their apps as hard to stop using as possible. They know that if we spend more time on their app, they can show us more ads, and that is how they earn money. They create systems that give us rewards for scrolling and interacting, making it hard for us to just turn them off. It is like being in a game where the rules are made to keep you playing, even when you want to stop. The constant flow of information, the need to show a perfect life, the endless comparisons, and how our brains learn to want quick rewards, all these things can create a cycle that is hard to break. We might feel tired, worried, or just not productive after spending too much time online. This is the bad part of social media. It does not mean social media is all bad, but it means we need to see that for many of us, how we use it now is not helping us live our best lives. It is taking away our time, our focus, and sometimes our peace. Seeing these bad sides is the important first step. It is like saying you have a problem before you can fix it. It is about clearly seeing how these apps can sometimes hurt our well-being and our goals. But what if we could change this wasted time and thinking power into a strong tool for growing? What if the act of stepping away from the endless scroll could open a new, exciting path for you? The next part will look at how choosing to spend less time on social media can start a surprising and good journey, a journey where you can actively build your English skills while finding your time and focus again. 2. Ways to use social media less. It's easy to get lost while scrolling, isn't it? One moment you are just looking at a message, and the next, an hour has gone by. This happens to many of us. It feels like social media takes up a lot of our time, and sometimes, our thoughts too. But the good news is we can get that time back. It's not about being perfect, but about making small, smart changes. Think about it like this. When you want to learn something new, like playing music or a new sport, you need to make time for it. Social media often fills the spaces where we could be learning. So, let's look at some easy ways to use social media less, gently but surely. Ways to use social media less. Knowing is the first step. Before we can change anything, we need to understand what is really happening. Most of us feel like we spend a lot of time on social media, but seeing the actual numbers can be a surprise, even a shock. This is where knowing comes in. It's the very first, and maybe the most important, step in our journey of using social media less and learning English. When we know exactly how much time we are spending, we can start to see where those precious minutes and hours are going. How can you do this? It's easier than you might think. Most phones have a built-in tool that tracks how you use apps. It is usually called screen time or something similar. You can find it in your phone's settings. A quick look there will show you exactly how much time you've spent on each app, including all your social media accounts, over the last day, week, or month. Seeing those numbers can be very eye-opening. You might see that you are spending an hour or two on social media every single day without even realizing it. If you like a more hands-on way, or if your phone doesn't have this feature, you can try a simple manual log. Keep a small notebook or a note on your phone. Every time you pick up your phone to check social media, write down the time and how long you think you spent. Do this for a few days. At the end of each day, add up the times. It might seem like a lot of work at first, but this act of consciously writing down your usage makes you much more aware of your habits. It's like shining a bright light on a dark corner of your day. This awareness is not meant to make you feel bad. It is meant to give you power. Knowing the truth is the first powerful step toward changing it. Create physical and digital barriers. Once you know how much time you are spending, the next step is to make it a little harder to just pick up your phone and start scrolling. Think about how social media apps are made. They want you to come back. They send you notifications, little sounds, vibrations, or banners that are made to grab your attention and pull you back into the app. These notifications are like little digital whispers, always telling you that there is something new waiting for you. A very good way to break this cycle is to turn off notifications for your social media apps. Go into your phone settings and find the notification section for each social media app you use. You can often choose to turn them off completely or set them to be less annoying. Imagine your phone being quieter, asking for your attention less. This simple change can make a huge difference. You will stop being pulled back in by every little sound. Another good strategy is to remove social media apps from your main phone screen. You know that first screen you see when you unlock your phone? If your social media apps are hidden a few screens away, or inside a folder, you have to take an extra step to open them. This little bit of extra effort can be enough to make you pause and think, do I really need to open this right now? It breaks the automatic habit. For an even bigger step, you can try removing the apps from your phone completely for a while. You can always put them back later if you wish. This is a very strong way to create a physical barrier. If the app is not on your phone, you cannot just tap it open. You would have to go to a web browser and log in, which takes more effort and time. This is not about punishing yourself. It is about creating space. This space is the good soil where the idea of using social media less and learning English can truly grow. Schedule social media free times. Just like you might schedule appointments or work tasks, you can also schedule times when social media is completely not allowed. This helps build discipline and shows you that you are in control of your time. We often find ourselves scrolling when we have a few free moments, like waiting in line, during a lunch break, or right before bed. By calling these times social media free, you are teaching yourself to use that time for something else. Think about your day. When are the most common times you reach for your phone to scroll? Maybe it's during your morning coffee, during your commute, or for an hour before you sleep. Pick one or two of these times to start and call them social media free zones. For example, you could decide that the first hour after you wake up is for getting ready and eating breakfast, not for checking your feed. Or you could make the hour before bed a time for reading a book, talking to a family member, or simply relaxing without screens. Being consistent is key here, but don't worry about being perfect. If you slip up one day, it's okay. The goal is to keep trying. The more you practice these free times, the more natural they will feel. You might even start to look forward to them. This planned approach helps to fight the constant, almost unconscious, pull of social media. It's about living with purpose, and that purpose is exactly what we need to put into our English learning. Replace the habit with something else. When we decide to use social media less, there is often a feeling of what do I do now? The urge to scroll can come from being bored, a habit, or even a feeling of emptiness. This is an important moment in the process of using social media less and learning English. Instead of just leaving that time empty, we need to fill it with something good and useful. And what better thing to fill it with than learning English? Think about the time you used to spend scrolling. Now imagine using that same amount of time for something that will actually help you in the long run. This is where the learning part of our idea comes in. We are actively stopping a habit that doesn't help us and starting an activity that makes us better. So what can you do? When you feel that urge to check your phone, instead of opening a social media app, pick up an English learning book, listen to an English podcast, watch a short English video on a topic you like. Even just a few minutes of focused English practice can add up a lot over time. If you have decided to have a social media-free hour before bed, use that hour to read a simple English story or review some new words. If you have a 15-minute gap during your lunch break, use it to practice speaking English with a language app or by yourself. This replacement strategy is powerful because it directly fills the empty space that using less social media might create. It's not just about stopping something. It's about starting something new and exciting. It's about turning those moments of possible boredom or distraction into chances for growth and learning. This is the heart of our idea, using the time and mental energy freed up from social media to actively learn and practice English. Set clear goals and limits. Vague ideas like I want to use social media less are hard to follow. To make real progress, it's much better to set specific, measurable goals and clear limits. This gives you something clear to aim for and a way to check your success. It's about being intentional with your time and attention. Instead of just saying less, try setting a specific time limit. For example, you might decide, I will only spend a maximum of 30 minutes on social media each day. Or, you could set a limit on how many times you'll check it. I will check social media no more than twice a day, for 15 minutes each time. Write these goals down and keep them somewhere you can see them, like on your fridge or as a note on your computer. When you set these limits, you are creating boundaries. These boundaries help you stay focused and stop you from going back to old habits. It's also important to be realistic. If you currently spend 3 hours a day on social media, aiming for 30 minutes might be too big a jump at first. You could start with 2 hours, then slowly reduce it over time. Small, achievable goals build momentum and confidence. The mental benefit of reaching these small, defined goals is huge. Each time you stick to your limit, you prove to yourself that you have the power to control your habits. This feeling of success is incredibly motivating. It makes the idea stronger that you are actively choosing how to spend your time. This deliberate choice is the main part of using social media less and learning English. You are stopping the passive watching of social media and starting the active, rewarding pursuit of learning English. Addressing the fear of missing out FOMO. Now, let's talk about something that often stops people from using social media less: the fear of missing out, or FOMO. It's that feeling that if you're not always online, you'll miss important news, funny pictures, or what your friends are doing. This feeling is strong, and it's one of the reasons social media can be so addictive. But here's a thought: what are you really missing out on by being on social media all the time? Often, it's the chance to connect with the real world around you, to have deep talks, to focus on your personal goals, or to learn something new. The things that truly matter often happen away from the screen. To fight FOMO, try changing your thinking. Instead of thinking, "I'm missing out," try thinking, "I'm choosing to focus on what's important to me right now." When you're spending time learning English, for example, you're not missing out on social media, you're gaining valuable skills, learning more, and investing in your future. This is a much more positive and empowering way to think. Remember that most of what you see on social media is a highlight reel. People tend to share their best moments, not their everyday struggles. So even if you miss a particular post, it's unlikely to be something that greatly affects your life. Most important news travels through other ways, and true connections with friends and family are built through real-life interactions, not just likes and comments. By consciously choosing to reduce your social media time, you're not isolating yourself. You're choosing to connect more deeply with your own life and your own growth. This is the very core of using social media less and learning English. A planned shift from passive watching to active participation in your own development. By using these simple yet powerful methods, you're not just cutting down on scrolling, you're actively taking back your time and mental space. This new freedom is the perfect place to start your English learning journey. In the next part, we'll look at how to intentionally fill this reclaimed time with engaging English practice, turning your social media detox into a language learning bootcamp. Free. Learn English instead. It is strange, is it not? We look at small screens so much, seeing what others do, eat, and where they go. Then, one day, we stop. We say, "No more looking." Suddenly, there is quiet. And maybe a little bit of nothing. Like a room that was loud, and now is empty. What do we do with this new quiet? This is where the good things start. This is where we take that quiet, that empty space, and make it good. Something that helps us grow, build us up, and open doors. We fill it with English. Think about it. Looking at social media is like watching a very fast movie. Many quick pictures, short words, and then it ends. We forget most of it, right? We see, but we do not really understand. It is like eating only sweets, nice for a moment, but it does not make you full. It does not give you real strength. But learning English? That is different. Learning English is like planting a small seed. It needs a little time, a little care, and a little work. But then it grows. It grows into a strong plant, maybe a tree with deep roots and branches that reach up high. Every new word you learn, every sentence you understand, is like a leaf on that tree. Every time you say a sentence right, it is a new branch reaching out. This is not just about words. It is about doing. When you are on social media, you mostly watch. You listen, but you do not really speak. You take things in, but you do not make much yourself. Learning English changes this. You become a doer. You try hard to understand what you hear and read. You try hard to put your own thoughts into words, to speak and write. This active work is very good for your brain. It makes your brain strong, like lifting weights for your mind. So, what are these good branches that grow from our English tree? Why is learning English so important to do with our time? First, It opens doors for your job. In many jobs today, knowing English is like having a special key. It can mean better jobs, jobs that pay more money, and jobs that let you travel or work with people from around the world. Think of being able to read an important email from a company far away, or to talk to a new customer who speaks English. It makes you more wanted. It shows people you are ready for bigger things. But it is not just about money or jobs. Think about all the knowledge in the world. Much of the newest learning, the most exciting stories, the best ideas are first written in English. If you can read English well, you can reach a whole world of knowledge. You can learn about anything you want to know directly from the source. You can watch shows without other words, read books by writers from other places, and understand song words. It is like getting a superpower, the power to understand more of the world. And then there is growing as a person. Learning something new, especially something big like a language, changes you. It makes you feel more sure of yourself. When you can say what you mean clearly in English, when you can talk to someone new using this language, it feels great. It is a real win. It shows you that you can learn, you can grow, and you can get past hard things. It is a good feeling that looking at a screen can never give you. This is the main idea. Stopping social media and learning English. It is not just about stopping something bad. It is about starting something very good. The time you used to spend looking at pictures of food can now be spent learning how to talk about your own food in English. The minutes you spent watching short, funny videos can now be used to listen to a talk that teaches you new words. It is good for everyone. You win by getting your time back, by feeling less distracted, and by feeling more in charge of your day. And you win by getting a skill that can make your life better in many ways. You are taking the energy you used to give to endless looking and putting it into something that builds you up. I remember a time, not long ago, when my phone felt like a magnet. Every few minutes, I would feel a pull. Just a quick look, I would tell myself. And then an hour would be gone, and I would feel a little bit empty. I was seeing a lot, but learning very little. I felt like I was always busy, but never really doing anything important. Then I decided to try something different. I started small. Instead of opening a social media app, I would open an English learning app. At first, it felt a little strange. It was quiet. It made me think. But then something worked. I learned a new word, and I felt a small spark of pride. I understood a short story, and I felt a sense of winning. It was like finding something special. One day, I was trying to read about something I loved. Before, I would have just skipped it if it was in English. But now I took my time. I looked up words I did not know. I read sentences again until they made sense. And when I finally understood the whole thing, it was a feeling of pure happiness. It was a feeling of strength. I had not just read something, I had won it. And all because I had used the time that used to disappear into my phone screen to build my English. This is what can happen for you. It is not about giving something up. It is about getting something much more valuable. It is about turning those quiet moments into moments of growing. And here is another exciting thing. Learning English does not have to be dull. It does not have to feel like schoolwork. There are so many ways to learn, and many of them are fun. You can listen to music and try to understand the words. You can watch movies and shows you like, maybe with English words on the screen at first. You can play games that help you with words. You can even find people online to talk to, people who are also learning English or who speak it as their first language. The main idea is this new time you have is a gift, and the best way to use this gift is to put it into yourself. By choosing to learn English, you are not just filling your new free time, you are putting effort into yourself and opening up many possibilities. The next step is to find out how to make this learning journey work well and be fun, turning your Phone from something that wastes time into a powerful learning tool. 4. Mix English learning with less social media. It is easy to get lost when scrolling, right? We pick up our phones for a short time, and suddenly an hour's gone. We see what others are doing, like a few things, maybe even leave comments, but what have we really gained? Often, it feels like we gained very little, maybe just a feeling of being overwhelmed or a little bit empty. This is where the idea of less social media, more English learning is very helpful. It is not about taking something away from your life. It is about making space for something much better, something that gives you more. It is about trading those lost minutes and hours for real steps forward, for growth, and for better English. Think about this. If you spend just 1 hour each day scrolling through social media, and for many of us, it is even more, that is 7 hours a week. 7 whole hours. Now imagine taking just half of that time, say 30 minutes, and using it to learn English. That is still 3.5 hours a week where you could be listening to a story, practicing new words, or reading an interesting article in English. In a month, that is 14 hours. In a year, that is a lot of time that could change your English from okay to great. This is the main idea. Less social media, more English learning. It is choosing to step away from the constant noise of social media and step into the focused, good world of learning and using the English language. It is understanding that the time you think you are losing to distractions can actually be the time you gain for making yourself better. The best way to do this is not to just delete apps and feel like you are missing out. That often makes you want to go back. Instead, the real magic happens when you swap, not just remove. Social media can leave an empty feeling when you start using it less. It is like finishing a very sweet snack. You might feel a little empty after, wanting something to fill that space. We need to fill that space with something good for us, something that truly helps us. And what could be better for your mind and your future than learning English? Let's look at some simple swaps. Instead of scrolling through short videos that flash by quickly, why not use that time to listen to an English story? There are amazing stories for every level, from people just starting to those who know a lot. You can learn about history, science, cooking, or just hear people talking every day. You can even listen while you are doing other things like making dinner or going for a walk. If you find yourself watching short videos that grab your attention on social media, try changing that habit to watching English movies or learning videos on YouTube. Many videos have words on the screen to help you, which is a great help. You can learn about interesting topics while also picking up new words and how to make sentences. It's a win-win. And what about the quick messages or comments you leave on social media? Instead of short, often not very important online talks, why not try writing a few sentences in an English notebook? You can write about your day, what you were thinking, or even a short story. This active practice of making your own English sentences is very strong. It is a way to actively use the language, not just see it. Another good swap is using apps to learn English. Many apps are made to be fun and interesting, with short lessons you can finish in just a few minutes. This is perfect for filling those small moments of time you might have spent on social media, like when you are waiting in line or during a short break. But it is not always about stopping completely. We can also learn to use social media's good parts for learning English, but in a smart way. Social media can be a place to find English things to learn from, but the trick is to use it with a purpose and a clear learning goal instead of letting it control you. For example, you can choose to follow people who teach English, writers, or good news places. Imagine scrolling through your feed and seeing interesting articles or short videos that are not only helpful, but also help you learn English. You can actively look for things that match what you like. If you love cooking, follow chefs who speak English. If you like technology, follow people who write about technology. This turns your social media feed into a personal English learning tool. Joining English learning groups or online friends can also be good, but this needs strict time limits. The goal is to talk with others learning English or people who speak English well and are happy to help. Not to get pulled into long talks that take you away from your main learning goal. Set a timer for these talks. The real power comes from understanding how social media affects our minds. It is built on a habit loop, a trigger, an action, and a reward. The trigger might be feeling bored, stressed, or alone. The action is picking up your phone and opening a social media app. The reward is the short distraction, the newness, or the feeling of being connected, even if it is brief. This habit loop can be changed. When you decide to use social media less, you are stopping that old action. But if you do not replace it, the strong feeling to go back to the old action will be there. This is where less social media, more English learning comes in. We choose a new action on purpose. If the trigger is feeling bored, the old action was check social media, and the reward was a moment of distraction. The new action could be listen to one part of an English audiobook. The reward? A feeling of success, learning something new, and getting closer to your English goals. This new action gives a deeper, longer-lasting reward than the quick fix of social media. Let's think about how someone might actually find and use parts of their day on social media for learning English. It starts with noticing. For 1 week, try to see when you reach for your phone. Is it first thing in the morning? When you are traveling? When you are waiting for a bus? When you have a few quiet minutes at work? Keep a small notebook or use a note app on your phone to write down these moments. Do not judge yourself, just watch. You might be surprised to see how often it happens. Once you see these patterns, you can start to plan your replacements. For example, if you notice you always check social media while waiting for your coffee to be ready, aim to listen to a 5-minute English word lesson from an app instead. If your evening scroll usually lasts for an hour before bed, promise yourself to read 1 chapter of an English book or watch a 20-minute English news report. The best first replacements are often those that are short, easy to start, and directly related to what you want to learn. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Babbel are great for quick, daily practice. Stories are good for longer listening times. More than just learning skills, there are important good feelings from actively replacing social media scrolling with planned English learning. When you take control of your time and use it for something useful and good, you feel a strong sense of power. Instead of feeling like you are just watching things, you become someone who is making your own progress. You go from feeling bad about wasted time to feeling good about what you have done. This change in how you see things is very encouraging. You are not just learning English, you are building confidence, self-control, and a stronger belief in yourself. You are showing yourself that you can change habits that do not help you and replace them with things that make you better. This fits directly with the main idea of less social media, more English learning. It is about changing a possible problem into a strong chance for personal growth. Now, what about staying motivated to learn English when the quick happiness of social media is gone? This is a common problem. Social media offers instant likes, comments, and a constant flow of new things, which can feel more rewarding right away than the slow and steady progress of learning a language. The key is to focus on the rewards that come later and to find ways to make learning fun. First, set goals that are easy to reach. Do not try to speak perfectly right away. Aim to learn 10 new words this week or to understand a short story without looking at the words. Small, reachable goals build energy and give you regular chances to feel good about what you have done. Celebrate these small wins. Second, connect your English learning to what you love. If you love movies, watch English movies and try to understand them. If you like music, listen to English songs and look up the words. If you have a hobby, find English things about the hobby. When learning is tied to something you really like, it stops feeling like work and starts feeling like an adventure. Third, find a friend to learn with. Having someone to share your progress with, practice with, or just cheer you on can make a big difference. You can even set up friendly challenges or check in with each other. The rewards that come later are huge. Imagine being able to travel to a country where people speak English and talk easily. Think about the job chances that open up when you have good English skills. Consider the large world of books, movies, and information that you can access. These are not quick moments of distraction. These are lasting benefits that make your life much better in important ways. This is the final promise of less social media, more English learning, trading small engagement for deep, meaningful progress, and lasting rewards. By intentionally adding English learning into your day, replacing lazy scrolling with active learning, you are not just using social media less, you are building a life that is more satisfying and productive. But this intentional replacement needs more than just good thoughts. It needs a clear understanding of your current habits and a smart plan for the future. The next part will help you look at how you use social media to create that personal plan. Conclusion: you have reached the last page of English for English. Quitting social media. You have learned how social media can steal your time and attention. You have also learned how to slowly stop using it. Many people find this hard, and it's okay if you do too. This book was made to help you. It showed you good ways to use social media less. This is not the end. It is the start of something new and good. We learned that when you step away from social media, you can step forward with your English. Think about it. When you use social media less, you have more time. This is called less social media, more English. It means the time and focus you gave to endless posts can now be used for something good. Learning English. Instead of just quitting something, you are choosing to gain something important. The bad things social media does can fade away. You can fill that time with the joy of understanding new words, reading a book, or talking in English. You can learn English and use social media less at the same time. Both things can help you. You have taken the first and often the hardest steps. You learned that you can take back your time from social media. This is a big win. It shows you are strong and want more from life. Remember, it's okay to have problems, but it's better to find answers. This book gave you answers. Now, it is up to you to keep using them. Every time you choose not to open an app, and instead open an English book or listen to an English podcast, you are becoming stronger and better. You are not just stopping a habit. You are choosing to grow and become a better person. Now, with more time and focus, your English learning can really begin. Learning English can be a good way to spend your time instead of scrolling. Think of the new chances this will bring. Better jobs, deeper friendships with people everywhere, more access to information and fun. Every new word you learn, every sentence you understand, is a step to a better life. Keep reading, listening, and speaking. Find English stories you like, music that makes you feel something, or talks that make you think. English will be with you always, giving you many chances to grow. So, as you close this book, know that you are ready for a better future. Enjoy your new freedom from social media. Move to your next chapter with trust, knowing you can control your time and your skills. Go forward and let your English learning grow, filling your days with meaning, connection, and the amazing world of language.